time. So, welcome to the Team Butterfly Effect call. It is Friday, January 23rd, and I'm so happy to have you here today because we have an awesome guest speaker for the day that I'm so excited to have her join us. She will tell you about her story, but just to give you a little intro, I was the Rockstar Presenter 2014 Coach of the Year. She's been a coach with Rockstar Presenters, one of Amanda's personally sponsored coaches for the past 2.5 years, and she is a one-star diamond coach. And unless things have changed since the last time I talked to Amanda, she is also the top producer for Rockstar Presenters in means as far as a team and an organization and pay scale. So I'm excited to have her join us and tell us a little bit about her journey, her success, and she's also going to share a bit with us about her tips for running a successful challenge group. So, Jessica, it's all you, girlfriend.
Hey guys, of course my baby's walking now, so woo. Hold on one second, I'm gonna pick her up. Oh, sorry. 4 o'clock's a crazy time of day here, but I'm so happy to be here on the call with you, and I see familiar faces, which makes me super pumped. Can you guys all hear me okay? Okay. Just a little bit about my story. It's really not that exciting, so I want to get to the good stuff in the call and get to questions, but I'm so happy to be here, so thank you, Aubrey. I started coaching about 2.5 years ago. I just had my second child. I have 3 babies, ages 5, 3, and 1. And here's my 1-year-old right here. So about 8 months after I had my second child, I was not able to get the baby weight off, and I'd never really been much of an athlete. Didn't really work out, kind of ate healthy. I thought I ate healthy. And I've been friends with Amanda Dewey for years, since college. And so she had invited me to join her challenge group for insanity. And she had been talking about this Beachbody stuff with me for a while, but I kind of tuned her out. I didn't really get it. So I didn't really understand what she was doing. So finally I was like, I need to do something for a change. I was really depressed and just out of energy, couldn't fit in my clothes. I was still wearing maternity clothes. So I did insanity with her, and I lost 20 pounds, but, and started drinking Shakeology and started eating clean. And people started asking me what I was doing. And at the time, my undergraduate and graduate degree are in education. So I was a high school English teacher. And then I was teaching part-time at the technical college here in town. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. I should have probably clarified that to you. So I was teaching part-time at the college, but my classes that semester had been canceled because of low enrollment. So I didn't have a job. And I just lost 20 pounds with this program. People are like, what are you doing? And people at my husband's work were asking him what I'd been up to. So I was like, well, I might as well just give it a whirl. So I started coaching, and the rest is kind of history. I grew my business pretty slowly. I'm a 1-star diamond now, hoping to go 2-star this month, but I grew it pretty slowly because I have little kids at home, and I was scattered in a lot of different directions, and I don't think I was really plugged in to the 3 vital behaviors as well as I probably could have been. But since I've gotten a little more focus and support in my business, it's really taken off for me, and I was able to quit my part-time teaching job, and now this is what I do to pay our mortgage and lots of other things, and I love it. And I love my team, and I love working with some of the fine people. I recognize lots of faces in here. So that's just kind of my story. It is just Beachbody couldn't have come along at a better time for me, and it's just changed my life for the better. My physical happiness, emotional happiness. I just love it. So any questions at all about my story before I get moving along? Okay, ponder, think about it. That was like the really short version. But what I wanted to talk with you guys today about is engaging your challengers and challenge groups, and just how to make them an exciting and fun place for your challengers to be, because we all know that those challengers are the people who hopefully a lot of them are going to turn into your coaches or your repeat customers, your Shakeology HD customers. And you really have to build a relationship with these people and not just sell them the challenge pack and then plug them in a group and hoot-sweet it out and never talk to them again. And it can be really hard to have engaged challenge groups. How many of you guys have had, have had a group where it's like pulling teeth to get anybody to talk in there, and it's awful? Yeah. And it's awful. And all I want to do is hoot-sweet it out and never touch base with them because I can't stand it. I'm talking to myself, like, how's everybody doing? I post my own sweaty pic. Everyone just ignores me. It's horrible. So I want to give you a few tips that I shared with my team. And I mean, obviously some of it just depends on the people in your group. Sometimes you just can't win them all, but hopefully these are some tips that will help you guys, just because I really truly believe in my heart of hearts that creating that party in your challenge group and that meaningful experience, that's what did it for me. That's what made me a coach. So if I had not had the amazing challenge group I had, I know that I would have quit the program and not been plugged in. And Amanda really made it a place where I wanted to be. And the rest is history. It really created my Beachbody experience that set it up in a positive way. So the first thing that I always do is I run my challenge groups only as 30 days. And that goes for the 21-day fix too, as well as 60-day, 90-day programs, because we all know once it gets past like 30 days for a 60 or 90-day program, nobody's plugged in anyways, and it gets really painful. And the 21-day fix, I feel like there's a lot of prep. For me personally, I feel like when I'm preparing people for that challenge, so I like to give it a whole month if possible and give it a week of prep time and really get the party started. Try to get them talking in there a little bit before they've even started the program itself. So 30 days I have found is like the secret amount of time. Really seems to work well for me. And I would set the expectations high in the beginning that, that this challenge group is meant to be a place where people can be accountable and that you can call them out a little bit if they're not participating and just say, hey, do I have your permission to bug you if you're not participating? And I just lay it out that the expectations that you're posting at least once a day or 3 times a day or whatever you want it to be from the very beginning. And you need to be leading by example too as a coach and not just hoot-sweeting it out and never checking in. Because if you're posting your own sweaty pics and food pics and just a little bit here and there every day, you are leading by example, and I think that helps build momentum right from the beginning if you're doing that. So set the expectations and then lead by example. A few different, oh my goodness, yes. Hello, are you saying hello? Sorry guys, I know I was hoping she'd be sleeping. Hello. A few different strategies I've used too. One is to have daily themes. And I create a little like a banner in my Facebook group to go across the top, and I use PicMonkey. It's free and just on your computer. It's really pretty easy. And I create a daily theme. So like today in my challenge groups, it was Foodie Friday. And so every Foodie Friday, I schedule the post out to be like, hey, it's Foodie Friday. Everybody share a clean, healthy recipe in the thread below. So every Foodie Friday, people get engaged and they post their recipes, right? You can have Thirsty Thursday where everybody reports their water and shows pictures of their hydration stations. That's what I call it. Workout Pick Wednesday, or you could have Flex Friday. I mean, really, you could just do whatever you want with it. Motivation Monday, have everybody post a motivational quote. But I have found that the daily themes people like routine and consistency, and it's easy for you to schedule out your posts, and some people think it's fun. They like that kind of stuff. So another thing that I have done is I've done a points challenge. And again, I created a Facebook banner for the group. And like, if they post a sweaty pic, it's 1 point. If they post a Shakeology recipe, it's 1 pic. If they post point. If they post their before and afters, it's 5 points, right? And so there's a whole way to tally it. I do not tally the points for them. I don't have time for that. I create a document in the file section and have them update it themselves. And anybody who's too lazy to update it, whatever. You know, they're not participating anyways, probably. But, and then I give a little freebie to the top points earner at the end. And it doesn't have to be anything huge. Last time I did it in a group that was really quiet. I did a points challenge, and it got people excited and engaged. And a couple people who were real competitive in there really worked toward it. And the winner, I sent her a $10 Amazon gift card. It wasn't like anything that was huge, but you can set it on your Facebook wall too and give that public recognition, which is kind of cool in promoting your challenge. So the points challenge can be really fun. People can really get into it. And I can definitely send you my points sheet if you want, just the way I broke it down. It's pretty easy, but just, you know, different points for different things. 3 points if they post like a video of them working out, that kind of thing. Another thing I've done is I have put people in charge of different days of the week in the challenge group, like right from the beginning. This is especially good if you've got a challenge group that's repeat challengers who know how it works, right? Because a lot of times, you know, 21 Day Fix Extreme coming up, you're going to have 21 Day Fixers that have already done it, that are going to want to do the new program. And, you know, if you've got 5 people in the challenge group, you can assign everybody a day of the week. And it's really cool to see what kind of stuff people come up with, you know, like they might post a recipe or a motivational picture or really anything, a fact, a fit tip. But if you just assign it out, people are like, okay, I'll do what you tell me to do, and they get involved. And that has been helpful. And it's also helpful in seeing who might be your next coach, because some people are really, really good at motivating others. And then you can reach out to them and you'd be like, hey, I love your presence in our challenge group. You're so inspiring. Your posts are so funny, or I've learned so much. Have you ever thought about being a Beachbody coach? And leave it with that open-ended question. And usually, even if their answer is no, they're going to be flattered that you asked. But it kind of gets rid of that stigma that what you're doing is so hard, that you're this like fitness and food guru that nobody could do what you do, because you're asking them to do it. It's taking responsibility off you, creating activity in the group, and everybody in there, you know, kind of steps up and has a little role, and you can really hopefully see some potential coaches right away. So that's exciting. That's worked really well for me. And another thing that I've done, and this has gone really well in some groups and has fallen completely flat in others, but I did like a water drinking challenge where one person takes a picture of them drinking water and then they tag somebody, and then that person has to post a picture, and like the thread gets really long and people have to get creative, and it's kind of fun. Or like you doing like a crazy fitness move out in public, you know, so like I'm planking at the park, or I'm, you know, doing pull-ups at the park, or I don't know. I've done stuff like that, and some groups get really into it. You got to have a group that's fun though. And then they tag the person and people try to outdo each other. So that's kind of goofy, but it can be really cute. And I'm not afraid to call people out, to tag them on the wall in the challenge group. Sometimes people just need that little reminder to talk. And in addition to that, if I really don't hear from them, then I reach out to them one-on-one. But I try to keep as much of my communication as I can on that challenge group page, rather than people, you know, people will text you questions or message you questions. And I'm like, ask the whole group, because everybody's got these questions. So try to keep the engagement in your group and not all on one-on-one conversation. And I ask a lot of questions and ask people to post pictures. So like you could talk about like, hey, what are your workout shoes? What are you working out with T25? Did you know you shouldn't be using running shoes? Everybody post a picture of their shoes. Post a picture of your workout space. Post a picture of your food prep, or your water drinking cup, or where you should post your calendar, your workout calendar. Everybody post it, and then you just lead by example. It takes you like 30 seconds, but some people really get into that. So I just think some groups it's harder than others, but really setting that tone like it's a fun place to be, and not being afraid to offer a few incentives here and there, or kind of be corny with your themes and I really think it has helped me a lot. That and just I refuse to run any more 60-day challenges. I hate them. They're horrible. So I keep the group open for the next 30 days. And, I might schedule out a weigh-in or just a general check-in, go in and ask questions, and then I wrap it up in the end, and then I connect with all my challengers personally. But it's too hard to keep people talking for like 90 days. So that I just rambled through my list, but I hope some of those tips were helpful. Were they helpful?
Absolutely.
It's not stuff okay, is it stuff you guys have heard 100 times?
Well, I have some questions, but before I ask my questions, I want to know if I'm going to take everybody off mute just so you're unmuted. Now that she's technically done presenting. So
I am.
So y'all, I want to hear, I know I got some smart people on this call. Got pretty much all my leaders on this call, minus Trisha. Trisha has won a free weekend at the Great Wolf Lodge, so she's there with her kids this weekend. But tell me what questions you guys have based on what Jessica had to say. I know you have something.
Well, I think that's a great idea. 60 days seems like a really long time to concentrate on something and to still stay in your life and going in your life. 60 days would be tough for me. But I'm brand new. Hi, I'm Paula.
Hi.
Paula just signed up as a coach with me today.
Hey, Paula, wait a
Yeah. We're not even Facebook friends yet, and so she's one of my yoga students, and I just texted her a second ago. I texted her the call-in number in case she wanted to find it. Yeah, that's awesome. Jill, you were raising your hand.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. So my question is, I know that this might be something you haven't had to deal with in a while as the #1 coach in Rockstar Presenters, but what do you recommend for those of us who can't get big challenge groups or maybe only have one challenger? I mean, I know sometimes it's easy to hook up with other people in our organization, but I don't know. What do you recommend whenever your group's really, really small?
I absolutely love working with another coach. To me, that's huge. I prefer, even when my group's a little bit bigger, I prefer working with another coach because I just think you can divide the workload between you and that other coach so you don't feel that pressure to be in there all the time because you don't need to be a slave to your challengers. It's important for them to talk to each other, in my opinion, and build that responsibility to each other and relationship with each other. So I like to team up with somebody because a group of 2 or 3 people, again, can be really brutal unless they're really talkative. So I suggest, finding another person. And if you can't find anybody, ask your upline. Aubrey can always text me and be like, hey, is there anyone in your team who's doing a 21-day fix group starting this day? We can connect and get it figured out. But that's been huge for me. I much prefer to run groups with other coaches. It's a lot less work. Plus, you get to see how other coaches do it, and that's really fun. So that's my advice.
Who else?
I don't know if you guys agree. Some of you seasoned coaches, do you agree?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Anne.
Anne.
Do you find that, is it easier to run multi-workout, multi-program versus trying to find enough people to fill a 21-day fix? Kind of goes to.
That's a really good question too, and that's one thing I was going to say with Jill's question there too. Is the multi-program challenge group is a good way if you've got one T25er and one P90 person to put them all together. I personally prefer to run it where they're all doing the same challenge, same workout program if at all possible, because I just feel like there's a lot better camaraderie. But the advantage to the multi-program is that you don't have to fill a whole challenge group with the same program, and sometimes it gets people interested in a program that somebody else is doing, which is kind of cool for future sales. But I prefer, especially for 21-day fix, I always keep 21-day fix people together because that program it's a whole experience that's really different from anything else. So if at all possible, I like to keep people program specific. That's just my preference. I just feel like the culture in there is different. They all can laugh at Tony's stupid jokes or laugh about Sean T taking his shirt off, you know, so all the time.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am too. He's like, I can breathe better with my shirt off. I think that's what he says in one of the
I can breathe better with his shirt off too. It's
right. I can't breathe as well. So, other questions?
Becca, Donovan, Eric, you guys have any
I
questions?
loved your ideas, Jess. You just gave me some new ideas. I mean, I've heard most of this, but yeah, I like a lot of your engagement ideas. So
I'm glad.
I tried.
So I have to admit, I've heard all of those ideas, but I have never done any of those. The point systems or the themed days or anything like that. I've never done any of those. I think you're inspiring me that I'm going to try it in my February groups that I have lined up to start. However, I want to know from your own experience, and maybe it's just depends on the people who are in the group. If you were to recommend, okay, if you're going to try this next month, do this one, would you say do the themed days, do the point system? Where have you found to be the most engaging?
Kind of depends on the people who are in the group, which you just said. Yeah. I was really into the points, but then I got sick of giving away stuff, which sounds bad because it's only like a $5 thing or a $10 thing, but. So I did it really strong for a couple months, and then I kind of took a break and did the themed days. I'd say the points probably get people a little bit more engaged. Everybody likes a chance to win something, even if it's nothing huge, you know? So.
Do you use a Google Doc, or what type of doc do you use?
I just use a Facebook, like the doc in the files section of Facebook. You can create a doc, and people can edit it.
That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've used the Google Docs, and it works really well. Also.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Jess, would you mind posting in the VIP group like a copy of your point system so I can share it with my team so we can have an idea as far as what you're referring to? I think we'd all appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's kind of fun. I think it's fun to do the point system.
And so you normally always then give like an Amazon gift card. It's not usually, because I've contemplated giving like a Beachbody gift card, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's a really good idea. Or a shaker cup, that kind of thing. But a Beachbody gift card would be a good one too.
Ooh.
Beachbody shaker cup. You really could do anything you wanted. Okay. You don't want it to be.
I've done a sampler box that it actually got somebody on Shakeology after that. So.
That's a really good idea.
Oh, because you did it for someone. Did someone win who was just doing the workout program and not on Shakeology? Okay.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah.
And it's what, $20 or something. Of course, you can only buy it once for yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I guess you can send them your own.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a good idea. And anything that you do use as an incentive, that's going to be a tax write-off, right? So, I mean, it may not, I'm not your accountant, okay? But, so it might feel kind of like, oh, I'm spending $20, but if you fill the challenge group with 3 or 4 or 5 people, to spend $15 as a business expenses, you could invest now and might have that Shakeology HD customer. It was worth your $20 to spend, so think of it that way. And you can give them a shout out on their wall too about it, so public recognition people love.
I have one more question, but before I ask it, I want to give opportunity to Eric or Becca if they haven't had to ask a question yet. Do you guys have anything before we take up all the time?
No, I think she answered everything in her rundown, so I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Thank you.
What about you, Becca?
No, I'm good. I've got lots of notes and lots of ideas. So I muted myself because I got too crazy running around the house and climbing on the table. So
no worries, no worries. Hey, Paula, I thought I heard your voice in the background. Did you have a question?
Sorry.
No, I just my husband just got home and I was just helping him out.
Oh, no worries, no worries. No worries, no worries. I just wanted to verify. Okay, my last question is, Jessica, is as far as like up to the point of getting your challenge group running, are you just doing the invitation process and then building your group and then throwing them in there, or are you actually doing are you actually doing like some of us talked about doing an info group. So when you just start the invitation process, you put them into a group already and then pull people out who don't end up committing.
That's really good. I have not. I did that with the 21-day fix when it first launched, and that's the only time I've ever done the big group like that, and then pulled people out. And it was cool for me because I was able to keep track of those contacts and then re-invite them. Like put them in a holding tank. But I don't do it with every challenge, and I've been considering. Nicole Baker and I were just talking about it yesterday, actually. Like especially with my running ads on my like page. Like I get all these people interested and then I feel like no one's buying anything and then I lose them and I don't know how to track them. So I'm thinking about putting them all in a big group. But I've only done it once with the 21-day fix and it went pretty well, I think. So do you do that, Aubrey?
I've done it one time. No, I've done it one or two times.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was successful whenever I did do it. But my problem was that I did it at the beginning of December for the groups that I was running after the end of January. So I had that one group open way too long.
Yeah.
And so it got stagnant. And so I'm actually, I'm just going to tell my team this. I'm actually I'm going to start an ad this weekend and create a group for it with the idea of that an info group with the idea of that that info group's only going to be open for a couple days and then you have a certain amount of time then to commit or not commit because we're going to be starting February 2nd, so you don't have a whole lot of time to
create that sense of urgency, I think.
Exactly. And because I already have 3 people committed to the group already, I can have them in there solid of these are the people who are committed and then adding people in and then to be able to go back and pull them out. But the reason why I was asking was because I didn't know if you actually post like a clip of the workout program that you're promoting or whatever, so all the information is there. Is that the way you did it before or not?
Yes, with the 21-day fix, that's how I did it when I did it that way. And it saved me from doing a lot of individual messaging. It was a huge time saver. Plus that mob mentality was kind of in there. Like people were like, I'm in, I can't wait. And their friend was like, I'm in too. And then they're like, can I add my friend? So that was kind of cool. I actually don't know why I haven't done that more. But I guess maybe I'll do it with the new 21-day fix extreme. It kind of helps, I feel like, with a product launch or when you're collecting people from a cold market, not with like my individual messages that I'm sending to people I already know, but
well, I didn't know if you, because I've heard of some people on the VIP wall actually, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, said that in their group, their info group, they weren't promoting a particular program. And so within it, they had a post or video clips of all of our most popular programs. So then they could so they would get added to the group, had like a welcome video from you or whoever the coach is, have a welcome video from me on there and say, hi, welcome to the info group. This program, this challenge group is starting on X day. I have listed below all of the different workout programs you have to choose from. And so go ahead and look at all of those and comment below this video which one looks the best to you or something like that. And so I've been contemplating doing it that way.
That's cool.
So, just a thought, guys.
I wonder if you could even have them fill out like a form of some sort where they select which ones looked, like rank which ones looked the best to them. So then you could kind of put that with your contacts to know which workouts to follow up with them on,
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, I think there's definitely been a lot of great information here. I'm kind of a stickler. I like to keep it right at 30 minutes. And my clock is over to 4:30. So before we say goodbye, does anyone have any last burners? Are we good?
I just want to say, Jess, you look beautiful. I'm so happy you're on this call.
I love to see you guys. Sorry it was so chaotic here on my end. I hope you could hear me through my baby hopping around. But
we could hear just fine. We appreciate you. We appreciate this so very much. You're such a joy. You're such a beautiful spirit, and you are rocking this, and we are honored to have some of your time, energy, and attention. Thank you so much, my sweet friend.
You guys. And get those challengers engaged because those are going to be your coaches.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just have to share just lastly before we hang up. I mean, take what she said to heart, because what I have spoken on one of Jessica's calls, and when I was baffled when I didn't realize that how many VIPs are on her team. When I like plugged in to do the call, like I really assumed a couple of her personally sponsored coaches were Amanda's, but they weren't. They're Jessica's. And so
Thank you.
obviously she's having a great success in getting challengers up and going, because now she has some really amazing business builders on her team. So let's all take something from this,
Thank
and
you,
let's
guys.
all maybe try to experiment and implement one of these new ways of running a challenge group maybe in February. Can we all maybe experiment with it and try?
Yeah.
See how it works for us? Okay, great.
Cool.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
I'm
much,
honored to be with you guys. Love you
Have a great
guys.
weekend. Love you all.
You
Mwah.
too. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.